We have another quick question here from a new subscriber asking how much time they should spend on backtesting their technical trading strategy. So, thanks for the great question. This is actually something that I haven't discussed in a while. So, it's a good way to quickly run over a few important points when it comes to something like backtesting. Now, for those that don't know, backtesting is basically used in the more traditional sense among traders when you try to test a specific technical strategy by seeing how it performs based on historical price data. Now, the idea around backtesting is that if the trading system can be tweaked and enhanced, what we might be able to find a strategy or a technical system that can generate consistent profits in the long run. And if a system is profitable with historical price data, then it should be profitable in the future as well. Now, one of the snags with these types of systems, though, is that it can usually only be done for a purely mechanical, technical based strategy, because you can't really program fundamental news into something like that, right? So it'll have to rely on a pure rules-based technical system which executes and closes trades in a very mechanical way. Now, the biggest challenge of doing backtesting like that is that it might tell you whether your technical approach has been effective on that specific instrument with those specific parameters in those specific market conditions, but it can't account for the most important part of your analysis, which is always the subjective part of the fundamentals, where as a trader, you try to think how the market should react after a particular news event. So the whole concept of behavioral finance means that it would be impossible to account for a trading system just by looking at historical data. As the participants are never going to be the same, the conditions are never going to be the same, and the underlying idiosyncratic factors are also never the same, right? So one area where certain hedge funds has actually found success in backtesting isn't with a technical system, but it's at a whole nother level by actually running economic models by backtesting that tries to track the type of effects certain changes in economy makes on overall asset prices. So how growth and inflation changes over time, how it affects various asset classes during certain market conditions. Thus, when growth and inflation, for example, moves in the same direction or against each other, or one goes up and one goes down, depending on where we are in the economic cycle, it can have a profound effect on various asset classes in differing ways. So using it for that type of analysis is obviously going to have much better success compared to just testing a technical system. So what does this mean for us as retail traders? Well, it means that we don't need to get bogged down with things that won't really affect our profitability, right? So focus the bulk of your energy on getting or learning how prices move, why prices move, how markets think about things, getting to grips with some of the more nuanced factors that causes investors and traders to act the way they do and think the way they do. This will be by far much better use of your time in the long run, in my honest opinion. So don't go telling people that we said we don't ever do backtesting on a system. If you want to test a technical system with backtest, then by all means go ahead and do it. But don't let that be your sole and only focus. Don't try to trade the markets by only using that type of technical, mechanical based system without considering the fundamentals. That path usually just ends in a lot of frustration and disappointment down the line. So if you want to do it to just purely test the efficacy of entries and exits with the system, by all means go ahead and do it. But don't let that be your sole focus. Rather spend your energy and time learning more about the markets, how they move, why they move, and of course, how the markets react to certain news events during certain times. So hope that helps. Any other questions, just let us know.